So
Yes, we are happy to see you on digital screen now, and I would be happy to hear from you in the past year. What were the highlights and the best things that happened at bioRe in India, so that you can share it with our donors, with our supporters here in Switzerland, now that you cannot come here, but please share what happened last year as a good points.
most important thing for us last year was that it was first year when we introduced six of our new new seeds, like bioRe's own first time the seeds were commercialized and given to farmers in for the large scale regular commercial production. So that was the most important. I think that was from that perspective that we are engaged in seed research since 2010-11. So it was 10th year of our actual work, and the first year uh, we were able to provide farmers seeds for sowing. However, it was not in huge quantity, but I think it was first year, so that was the most important highlight of the year. We set up new ginning unit in 2017 season, end of 2017. So this was first year when ginning was utilized in its full capacity. We got enough, cotton from job work from the market, which we could process through various projects. Then we also had we were given a special recognition by Government of India to engage in implementation of training for agriculture graduates and postgraduates in agri enterprise development. So we started end of this year, technically calendar year, on 31st of December, first batch of our students, 35 students underwent 45 days residential training program at the training center. So that was one key I think highlights.
Yes, very good innovations also showing that you are also exploring new developments, especially on the seed front to cope with the GM question, and also with regard to training to expand in new areas and also promote the organic agriculture amongst young people. That's
Yeah.
very good. And I know also last year there were some challenges. Maybe you also will share what happened during the season with the farmer and how is their situation now after the season.
Last year we had very heavy rains in India. I mean, especially in central India, it is said that it was last 100 years that much of rain. I mean, never happened.
Yeah.
So in our region, so it was almost like 200% rains, which were normally from an average rains. So initially, I mean, the rain came late, but then when it started, almost for 89 days, there was almost every day rains were there. So there was huge problem with farmers. They could not enter in the field because it was always flooded. Uh, there was pest infestation at a later stage of the crop. The crop development was quite stagnated for long, and it was not only with organic or
Yes.
cotton. It was irrespective of all the farming system and all the crops everywhere. It was almost similar situation, and farmer lost almost 50% of their crop in average. Some farmers even had more losses. I mean, to an extent that we had to ask foundation to even support our farmers with some seed support, which generously foundation has accepted and helped us. That month
Now
in
with
today.
the coronavirus, you face new challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
And what is happening there with the farmers at the moment? You mentioned the wheat crop, which is not possible to harvest or sell easily.
Yeah.
And what does it mean but for the new season now?
The lockdown was announced on 23rd of March, and it is continuing until today and extended. Now
Yes.
we are in the fourth national lockdown continuation, and it is going to end probably on 31st of May, and maybe it is extended further because now we have more than 100,000 patients in India. So the farmers have faced a lot of problems in selling their crop, in storing their crop. The laborers were not available because of they were quite afraid of infection. Later on, the relaxations were given to harvest and sell. Government also came in to procure the wheat. But what happened that the quantities of procurement were not enough because a lot of government machinery is engaged in prevention of corona. Uh,
Uh-huh.
in the because police, whether police or health officials or even the other agriculture and other departments, everybody is now somehow engaged in prevention work,
Mm-hmm.
identification, tracing, tracking, controlling corona patients here and there. There have been some relaxations given by the government in selling, which means you don't have to go to the mandi or the auction place to sell, but you can sell it from home,
Ah,
and
yes.
traders allowed to procure wheat and chickpea from home. So there are some relaxations given, but the problem which is also coming in the new season, which is 2020, where we are sitting now, that from 20th May the cotton sowing is going to start, and because of lockdown, there is a quite heavy challenge on availability of seeds and inputs for farmers, irrespective of organic and non-organic farmers. With organic, it is even challenging because most of the seed industry is engaged in BT production. So they have some kind of logistic arrangements with the government, but non-GM cotton seed industry is very small. They don't have that much of possibilities for movement and small quantities of seeds. So it's very challenging situation for us. Also, it has been a very big challenge because all our GM testing reagents were all stuck in Indore, and Indore is a red zone. So there are over 2,000 patients, so nobody can enter Indore. Nothing can be brought from there. But the other challenges continue, that we cannot delint the seeds. We had a very nice packing, made for our farmers like this. This is a model packing, like box packing, but this was printed and kept in Indore. So now what we have done, that somehow we managed, special permissions were taken for delinting our seeds, and now we are giving a packing like this for our own seeds.
And you could do that already to provide now ready seeds
Yeah,
for
but
our farmers.
yeah, but very limited because the delinting process was not yet completed, and these packets we had only last year some saved packets in store. So we
Mhm.
are using them this year because we have no possibility to get these packets organized, and the ones which we have especially made for this year, we cannot use them this year because we cannot get these seed packets from Indore, where it is printed. We started coming to office from 6th of May, and only three of us are coming to the office, and two or three people in associations, so six of us in the entire training center, and some people have got special classes to move in the field. The challenges
The
are quite.
situation at the farmers, it means at the moment they are food secure. They have food sufficient for their own families. But it's rather a worry for the new season if they can really sow on time
Yeah,
and if they can get all the inputs, if they even need labor, that labor is available. So those are at the moment the challenges where
yes,
we will also know maybe more in 10 days time or after this national lockdown. Either it is lifted or it is renewed,
yeah,
and so the challenges are quite big at the moment,
yeah,
and for farmers being already under pressure from last year, so it's quite a challenge.
yeah,
And at this moment maybe it's very important that we also have the seed support from the donors of the foundation to really help the farmers to get the seeds, and to also be supported financially for the seeds. Now, because Corona, you cannot be here,
yeah.
but we still like to hear what was the highlights last year in the bioRe Association projects.
Yeah. Yes, Krishna. Thank you for this interview. Provide me opportunity. Most important feedback of last year I want to share with our clients and bioRe team that we made very successful and integrated approach with our farming community in animation school region. So since beginning up to now, it is the highest area that we are mobilized the more farmers towards organic farming. And in a school program, major things like we organized first time one solar ambassador workshop for our children, because you know that many of the houses they don't have the electricity in the night time. So we collaborate with this event and we provide 1 day training to our 50 students from animation school children and the biorepublic school children, and they successfully learned this how to create this solar lamp. They are like in public school also one important issue that with the support of COPS Switzerland we got the funds from for our school upgradation as well as ITI upgradation. So in this year we are successfully build some infrastructure in the school campus, and the school going towards development of the sustainability and towards the achievements.
How are the schools affected? The animation schools and also the big school of bioRe. How is it affected?
School are fully closed.
Mm-hmm.
So and we are expecting that till 15th of August the schools will be not open. Now now the time is required digital education and digital system for children, for schools and for everyone. So few of the students they are learning through this online classes, but in remote areas this facility is not continue because many of the students they don't have the like mobile or some kind of digital things at their home like laptop or internet of
So
the
we should
yeah.
also see to invest more into digitalized learning environment and maybe equip our schools with more digital devices so that
Yes.
such online courses could really happen also in such crisis.
Yeah.
Medical bus, it is still running after 14 years or 13, 14 years of operation. Still, the
Yeah.
bus is doing his tour to meet patients in the villages
Yeah.
where you are operating.
It is successfully running and it travels like every day around 50 kilometers, and we are confident that it will continue for the serving the diagnosis facilities to the rural people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. So
Mm.
you still have a lot of different community programs, health, education, and infrastructure development.
We this year we are continue with sanitation and biogas projects, and in sanitation our aim is to mobilize organic farmers for sanitation and basic hygiene, to educate them for the basic health and hygiene related issues. So
Now, last year you also started with this water productivity program,
yeah.
VAPRO. Is that addressing also issues like this water scarcity or how to increase the water productivity within the agriculture and within a community also at large?
Yeah. Like some areas we don't have the sufficient water, ground level water, it goes down in the summer season. So they have the drinking water facility, they don't have the enough water for their field also, for their crops also. So through this WAPRO project we are providing this knowledge and some support to our farmers, like through our drip irrigation support we are providing that they can save the water whatever they have, and they can improve their irrigation facility. and also they can increase the water level for around a year for their crop.
So do you have a number of farmers who has now used drip irrigation technology in the last year? You have new farm groups who adopt this new technology. Do you have also a vision how can these activities of bioRe Association, how can they develop now in the future after this crisis is over?
We need to mobilize and educate and bring the normal life to them, because now more than 2-3 months they are staying at their home. So we should organize some camps and we could educate them, we can mobilize them, and we also provide some support so that they can again come back on their daily routine.
Yes, it will need new project ideas, new
Yeah,
support ideas, and
yeah,
measures. One
yeah,
to protect from health problems, but also to
yeah,
start or restart
yeah,
agriculture and economic activities again.
yeah. I would like to say thank you all of our supporters, like donors, sponsors, and I hope that they can continue support us and bring our all bioRe organization in one level where we can support more people and bring this organic mission to more people.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you,
yeah.
Ashish.
Thank you. Well,
I, first of all, I thank everyone who has been supporting us since many years, morally or otherwise, in our efforts to fight these challenges we are in. Uh, and I also uh, want to convey that agriculture, when we say we are into organic agriculture, so we have two words, organic and agriculture. So organic means we have to grow organically, which means the growth will also be organic. So we cannot push this growth. So we have to grow with the natural speed, not push it. At the same time, we have to believe that we are in agriculture, so it's a culture, and culture always evolves, which means it has possibility to evolve further, do better, but still without community or without cohesive effort, the culture is never possible. So culture has a very integral part of people who make it. So we have to think in terms of developing communities, the way the friends of bioRe is a community. We are all in a community. So entire bioRe organic agriculture is a thought, and it's a culture which has to evolve. And I think challenges will come, but we have to find solutions together to fight the challenges, but also keep that community spirit going. But that's the best possibility for us to evolve as with an organic growth.
Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you, Krista.
Very nicely said. And I thank you very much for all your efforts, your team's efforts. And please, now we cannot come and visit, but convey our all regards to your team and your farmer
Sure,
groups.
sure, Krista. Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
All the
Thank,
best to you.
thank you.
Goodbye.